Doubles and Coffee, watching Colm celebrate with his 33 supporters from Diego Martin Northeast who said, as his we choice, it makes you stop and ponder and worry. You have to think deeply about where Trinidad and Tobago is going. Now, don't get me wrong, politically, I am happy, ecstatic that Colm was able to defeat, to watch Small Pin in the eyes and Rowley in the eyes and say, go and scratch. Y'all are not powerful enough to get rid of me. Y'all are weak. You cannot do me anything. I want a last term. I want to go from 34 years to 39 years. And I keep in my seat. And there is nothing you can do, little baby Small Pin, to get rid of me. Whether you send financiers to bully, to threaten all of the constituency executive, I stand here in your face, Small Pin, and there's nothing you can do about it. So politically, I was happy there because that shows the weakness of the PNM. You see, all of y'all don't get tired up with the media and they taking picture in the little red jersey and so on. The PNM is shattered and is crumbling because of Rowley's bullying, because they're now feeling what the rest of us have been feeling for 9 years. All the independent institutions that were bullied, all of you people who wanted to work and serve your country, whether in NGC, in Petrotrin, wherever you were, and you were bullied into doing the wrong thing. The PNM massive, the PNM people, the PNM supporters, now feeling that because they can't see the way they're pushing their head underwater like they're in a pipe for 39 hours. The PNM spirit is dead and deflated. 33 people, they go Martin Northeast call member, but it's good for Rowley and it's good for Small Pin. However, I had to think and look and see. Now, I understand the 33 people then, whatever little work them get, them work in the constituency office, they do whatever, they're in charge of the URP office, they're in charge of this, they get whatever little contract. Okay, I could understand them. But when I see them smiling and the media proffering and putting forward, but like in some celebration, I wonder what the screening was. But what about the $3.7 billion that you inflated the revenue on in order to present a false picture of Trinidad and Tobago to artificially uphold our credit rating so you could go and borrow more money to spend out without any sort of benefit to the country? But what about the Heritage and Stabilization Fund? You've been Minister of Finance for 9 years. It now reached back kind of close to where Kamala left it in 2015 when it should be up at $18 billion. But people can't get foreign exchange. It's not about increased demand. It's about lack of revenue streams, lack of foreign direct investment. But how are we going to pay back all of this? But our future generations will be suffering because of you. But what have you done as Minister of Finance? But what about Jayawanti? What you called she for? What you went to the Privy Council for? What you embarrassed the country with Douglas Mendes for? Why you spend all that money? But where are the next set of accounts? But what about the billion that was unaccounted for, that was actually spent without paperwork? That the screening process of the PNM? Yes, boy. Choose but yes, boy. But during your term, you went in Parliament and didn't tell the people that you are a contractor who would benefit from a law that you were bringing to ease up taxes. But really? But what have you done to the people? But where the people VAT refunds, they can't get it. But all across the board, lifeguards can't get any increase in pay. 0.0001% to workers across the board, to army men, to fire, to police, to port workers, to teachers, to lifeguards. But you suffer everybody. Oh, gosh, yes, boy. Let's choose him. But that the PNM screening, and you're really serious. You could roll how much tassa you want. You could dance Moko Jambi. But the PNM had to be mad. They don't care about performance. And then them campaign is, well, the other side perform, but them is thief. And all you just believe that while you sit down there out of the 40 candidates that the PNM has reselected, because the only man it look like get pelt out is Fitzgerald, Ethelbert, narcolepsy, sleepy, wooden ladder, ride a horse with an 8-year-old boy in his lap, Pumsite, Heinz. That's the only man they really get rid of. Other than that is the same bag of failures. Failures in health, failure in education, failure in energy, small pen, the worst minister of energy in history. What is there to celebrate? What is the screening process in PNM? You have been a total, complete failure. Yes, let me go with you again. Think about it deeply. Think about it and understand it. The worst minister sport, some woman propose, but Champa is the best because it has nothing going on in sport. That is what PNM is sending back. And the media pretending like they had some screening process. What is the process? To see who could be the bigger failure out of the next one. And the weakness of the PNM, the disgrace of the PNM, that PNM cannot even stand for their own constitution, their own process, their own democracy, and they know that that's their love. That's how they brainwash them. Great is the PNM, they say it 3 times, and it shall prevail to brainwash them no matter what sort of education they have. But yet, Rowley trample on them. Rowley screening, but he gone. Rowley screen his replacement and tell all you before the screening that his replacement is Hans. And Hans say, yes man, that is democracy. And you thinking about that? All of the right thinking people who are not suffering from Balisay juice poison, think very carefully. And those study, those others supported by PNM to try. Why PNM feel they have a chance. 1, they control the EBC. 2, they control the PNM mass media. 3, they have splinter groups in the opposition. They are planted by the PNM to try and divide. There is no division. It's UNC who perform, go through any ministry and see the performance, see what was done, how many houses were built, how many schools were built, what was the gate, where the crime situation was coming down, sport, culture, across the board, roads, water. You see it, it's UNC performance. Don't study the PNM mass media. Oh, the UNC perform, but them thief. There's no bigger thief than the PNM. When you have interlocking directorships, you have the ability for people to thief. When you have ministers procuring, within that, there are 40 selected. It have about 600 recusers. It have a man who benefit 100 million from rental and the ministerial salary. It have others like Smallpin who brother become a billionaire at his company, would work from the PNM government, and his father 100 million to spend in IFC with no results whatsoever. Them is the people going back and telling you they're there for you, they're there for themselves, and that's the fact. That's not manufacture, that's not makeup thing. Them screening for themselves to recuse for themselves, to rent out their own building, to make their family richer, good for them. But what about you, our country in a mess? So don't study PNM screening now. The real screening is when they call the election. All you screen them out and take your finger and vote them out. Don't play no race, don't take no basket, don't fall for innuendo, don't fall for games. Look at facts. The PNM is a bunch of failures. Failures celebrating failures. Vote for success. When you vote UNC, everybody wins. Bless.